Howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Twisted Koi. Andrew, Shrewsbury Koi, I see you. Well, we're down at Mum Pa's, starting to get working on the old Easy Pod for Pa's Tench Pond. Not fully up and running yet. I'm just waiting for something else to come through the post. Let me spin you around. Go nice and gently so that I don't spook them. There we have 3 golden tench. Little koi there that we picked up from Marge just before the winter from New Forest. There is also, how many rudd in here, Pa? How many rudd in here?
Well, there was 7.
7.
That's 6 small and one big.
So yeah, 7 rudd in there, and there is also two green tench running off a retro bottom drain, a little 2-inch one. You won't see her, but there is a fucking great huge female green tench in there. She's looking awesome. But yep, we're going to be binning off this finally. Woohoo! And pipe works in. And it's got his little Johnny. Yay! So yeah, coming along nicely. Just waiting for one more bit to arrive through the post, and then we can get it up and running. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. And as for this one, looks like I'm going to have to take this big fatty home and see if I can spawn her. But the Platinum Ogon that I gave Marge from the fry I had, has now turned into a Deutsch Kajaku. So we're going to have to come down with a bowl and do some photographing and measuring at some point. Yep, there's Big Fatty. Get her put in with the Charat Suri. But here it is. That was a pure Platinum Ogon when it come up here, and now it's got a beautiful zipper on it and some beautiful yellow patching. So yeah, no longer a Platinum Ogon. So yeah, that's what I've been up to so far, and I'll catch you up later on. Unexpected. Anyway, how we diddling? We're back from Marge's to stay at my barnet. I'm getting too warm for the fucking woolly hat. But I've had a parcel today. Yeah, we've got cup number 41. Mark's Country Koi. Yeah, over and check Mark's Country Koi out. Tell him I Twisted One sent you. Thank you very much, Mark. I'm going to have to get another bit of wood up to go under there, because that row is for the lefties. So I'm going to put another beam. I've got the bit of wood. I just don't think I've got the hooks, but that will be moved down onto this side. And then, yeah. So, like I say, come back from Marge's. I've got the water butt with me, and I think it's going to be a case of some jiggery pokery and cutting down the sockets on the old slide valves. It's either that, or to be honest, I think I'm going to end up having to use uni-seals anyway. This one's got to be raised ever so slightly. That's not just so I can get a bulkhead fitting on the waistline there. It's because it does actually sit about a brick shorter than me pond top. So yeah, I'll probably just bang a couple of paving bricks underneath there, because they're not as high as a normal house brick. But at the moment I'm just working out my waistline so I can get some of this stuff cut and put in. I'm going to be putting a T in about there, and then that will be reduced down to 22 mil at the top, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put overflow connector like this one in there. It will come down, hit a T, and then go down to the bottom down there, and that will be the overflows for the filters. But like I say, rings in, or rings here. Thank you very much, Mark. Much appreciated. And I know everyone's screaming at me, get that fucking liner in. I even had Mum hard, Mum. Right, cupcakes. My man Martin up north from Martin's Koi Pond and Garden. A couple of weeks ago, he hit his 1,000 subscribers. Everyone celebrated, congratulated him, and then all of a sudden, he lost a load of subscribers. For just out of the blue. So, if you can, my cupcakes, please go and check Martin's channel out. Martin's Koi Pond and Garden. He hasn't just hand-built his pond. He's also built himself a filter house and a garden bar. Just go and check him out, guys. He is a great guy. He's doing some wicked stuff, and he's doing it on a budget as well. So if you're like me and a lot of other people out there on a budget, go and check him out, please. Give him a subscribe, and please tell him the Twisted One sent you. Okie dokie. They're looking grand. I wonder why this is hissing. Didn't shut the valve off on me. Tempest. There we go. But I am going to have to take that down at some point today and open it up and have a look at the diaphragms, because even though it's running like a trooper, I got an air leak somewhere and I've checked all the fittings and it's definitely not the fittings. So I think possibly splitting one of the diaphragms, but once I've finished here, I'll get that down and we'll have a look. I'll set the camera up and I'll open it up on camera, and we'll all see how it turns out. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I'll tell you what, it does feel different in here now. Now I've got this section of floor in and I'm higher up, and yeah, once the whole floor is in across there, I reckon two more bags of sand, and with what I've got in the front and the back garden, I reckon I can get that into the level I want it, and then we will be golden. Absolutely. As you see, everything joins to there, and then it will run straight off of there down into the sump. Bob's your uncle, Franny's your aunt. I mean, there is the odd little bit that I've got to fill in around some of the gaps, but I'll do that when I finish that section there. As I say, that's coming along quite nicely. That's on a clean. Like I say, this is running tickety-boo. Soon I'll be getting as the temperatures get that little bit warmer, I'll be moving the fry from the fish tank out here, and then I can get rid of the fish tank, and once I get rid of the fish tank, I can then get the air pump that's running the filters in the fish tank on the multi-bay, so I can get the K1 in there. I am going to be putting a bit more media in there because it will take it, so get that in there before the spring really kicks in. I've got to do me floss today, but these are looking crack-a-lacking. If there wasn't such a drastic difference between the temperatures, I would consider moving the Ginrin Matsukao and the Tancho Goshki into the fish tank. But the temperatures are going to be major league different. Let me grab the old Dubry gun. Main pond at the moment 9.7. Tosai tank at the moment 11.1. So yeah, clear difference between them. And then the IBC tank That's 10 degrees. So 2 degrees different between the main pond and the Toeside tank, and a degree different between the main pond and the IBC tank. So once I get that mortared in, that by rights should insulate it and keep it warmer, especially when it gets painted black, because in the summer it will hold that heat lovely through the evening and the night then, so it shouldn't fluctuate so much. And that's one of the reasons why I paint the bottom halves of my systems black. It was also why I advised Daz from Daz's Koi Farm, GKP, and he was going to do his concrete ponds that he's building. He was going to do the posts in black and the panels in grey, and I was like, no, paint the panels black, because black absorbs the sun. And when you use those ponds are genius, isn't it? Genius. You have got to put them concrete posts in a bit further than 2 foot in the ground, but that one wasn't designed for fish in the first place. It was a compost bin. But that being said, digression aside, the fact that he's used those concrete panels, I think that's fucking genius, because it's not going to go nowhere. And painted black in the summer, that will hold so much heat, it will be unreal. I mean, at the height of the temperature last year, I think it was 46 in the front garden, it was 36 or 37 in the back garden, but the front of the pond was in the 50s, and the stone on top of the pond was about 56, 57 degrees. It was fucking, you couldn't lean on the edge of the pond to look at the fish. You couldn't even sit on it, because you'd end up with a fucking hot ass. But there you go. Don't put stone tops on your thing, and if you want to sit on them, especially in the summer, and in the cold, you just fucking freeze. Anyway, I'm waffling. These are just rounding up the last of the food. Like I say, I've had a couple of them already in the grasses, trying to get at the bugs and stuff. But yeah, as you can see, all are looking good. Even my Deutsch Tancho Chiba. I'm still not sure on that Deutsch Chiba over there that we picked up from Bracknell last year. But I'll give it a season and then decide it at the end of the season once it's done a bit of growing. Some of the carp pox on the Kajaku is starting to recede now. That's definitely put a bit of size on over the winter. All of them have. I'm absolutely fucking dead positive that they have actually put on some more body over the winter. Anyway, I think I've flapped enough, and I'll come back to you shortly. Wearing just his tennis shoes, get you. Hello. Sorry, getting carried away with my music there. A bit of Ray Stevens, a streak. Oh look, the little ones are up and feeding. Yeah, I'll take the old cover off the window soon at this rate. Happy, happy, happy. Well, yep, you guessed it. It's a recycling pipe work again. But we're getting there. So I'm working out slowly as I go. I've still got a few bits I've got to get. I've got to cap off these two, this one and this one. And as you can see, everything's been levelled off now. I will have to mark a slab up and get it cut to fit underneath that bin. It takes it just slightly above there, which is where I want it, and then everything else runs off of that level there. So I'm getting there. We've got waistline in for there. I've still got to put a grid in on the inside, but I'll do that a bit later. I've got the overflow pipe in. What I've got to do is I'm going to go 1.5 inches 90 there, and then I'm going to flare it out so I can put 1.5 inches to 22mm push fit reducer in there, and then we'll go in and up and into there. The reason for is because I can put a 90 on this end, and then when I work out where I want my overflow to sit, that's when I'll mark it and cut it and push it back on. So that's where we're at the moment. Like I say, I've shortened this pipe slightly. I've cleaned off the sharp edges. Like I say, I'm going to have to get a uniseal for the bottom down there. I've got the hole cut for the bulkhead fitting to go like that, so I can go literally the slide valve straight onto the bulkhead fitting, solvent weld, bead the fucking Obi-Wan around it, ain't going fucking leak. But I'm just chopped down another bit of pipe work that was kicking around, and that's going to go in there, and then I'm going to flare this bit out with the heat gun, and then we'll go from there out and up to the overflow there, and then this one will carry along, and then there'll be a 90 come up there into the slide valve into the bulkhead fitting. So once I've got this waistline put in to a degree, I'm not gonna fit it fully in that end for the time being, because I'm gonna need to take it out to be able to cut. I've got 2 more 4-inch holes to go in there. I've got one for the in, and I've got one for the out. So yeah, a little bit more jiggery pokery to go on there yet, because we've already got the out for this one, and this one's got to be slotted yet as well. So still plenty to do, plenty to keep me busy, and my edge is getting a bit of a battering, but I thought that would be the case until I get something in there. And yeah, that's how we're plodding along. And once I get to a point where I can't go any further on here while I got shit out and the place looks like a shithole, I might as well drop that and try and get... No, I can't until I get some more fittings. No, that's going to have to fucking wait now. Bollocks. But I could always go out the front and do something, couldn't I? So, yeah. I don't know. You have to wait. I'll have to wait. Because I've got some subscribers who've asked me some questions. Oh look, Obi-Wan in the eyebrow. Yeah, I've had some subscribers ask me some questions, and I'll grab the other phone and I will answer them to the best of my ability a bit later on, if you don't mind. I'm going to crack on with this. Just thought I'd stop and show you progression, and the fact that Long Block looks like a fucking shithole again as always, and the fact that the wee ones are up and chomping. So yeah. These are doing laps. Yep. As soon as I get to the edge, they think they're getting fed. Look. No, you've had a little bit today so far. You can have a little bit more later. And the old fryer growing like fuck. Oh yes, I'm really pleased with him. So anyway, I'm going to put you down, and I shall come back to you. Hey! Whoa! Start to feel that temperature drop now. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Just stop for a quick cup of tea. Hopefully I can reuse at least one side. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Mark's Country Koi. So I'll be back to you in a moment. Hey, howdy doody. I think that's me done for today. Just waiting for them to finish topping up. Almost done. These are looking, so they might get a little sprinkle of food. Like I said, they are looking glorious. Absolutely. Just for you, Busy Bee. Don't forget Mr. Kev. Mr. McCashy, get out of the way. Mr. Kev wants to see the Becco. So yeah, as you can see, they're doing great guns. I'm still in two minds on when to take the old insulation off the window. Right, I can turn that off now. That's that one topped up. Skimmers are skimming. Air bubbles are bubbling. That's them done for the evening. Turn that one off. That one up there. There we go. Got to remember to take the cement indoors because we haven't got a room in here for it now. So, as we walk in, we got pipe work. Woohoo! Now, this piece hasn't been jointed and glued. It's free moving because, and the reason for that is because I've still got a 4-inch hole to put in it twice. But there's my overflowing. And why does it kick out, do you ask? Because I got a 4-inch pipe that's got to go from there to there with a slide valve in it as well. Yep. Talk about giving myself fucking issues. But yeah, I'm skinny enough. I'll be able to put my hand down there. That's alright. That's not a problem. Floor's had a bit of a beating today, so that's doing well. Oh, little tip, ickle tip. Let me see if I can get these posted up here. There we go. Hey, hello. I've got hands. Now, this is junk anyway, but this is an 1.5 inch pressure pipe. This bit here, yeah. 1.5 inch waste pipe. Well, just like take that. Could it be magic? Yes, you can solvent weld 1.5 inch waste pipe into 1.5 inch pressure pipe, negating the need to go out and buy an expensive coupler. There we go, see? Learn something new every day, don't you? So, this bit of pipe's not junk, I'll reuse that, like half of the fittings I've reused on here. And Pete, you'll notice that that's the slide valve you brought down last weekend. That's that in. I now know or what I need to complete. I reckon I'm going to be able to use the 2 tank connectors that are out there, the 4-inch ones. So I think I'm going to need 2 more 4-inch tank one more 4-inch tank connector, 2 4-inch slide valves, and 1 Cockney Coy 1.5 inch bulkhead fitting. That way I can put the bulkhead fitting, solvent weld into the slide valve, nice and close. Bob's your Uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So yep. So yeah. So yeah, I'll have an 1.5 inch bulkhead fitting in there, and then the 1.5 inch bulkhead fitting will go inside this bit like that, so it keeps it nice and close, nice and neat. So yeah, so we're looking at a Cockney Coy 1.5 inch bulkhead fitting, 1 slide valve, 2 4-inch slide valves, 4-inch uniseal, and a couple of I say couple because it depends if I can recycle both of those 4-inch tank connectors I've got. Where are they? Yeah, if I can salvage both, then I will, and then it just means I'll only have the 1 4-inch tank connector to worry about. But we can only but try these things, can't we? But while I'm here, let's put you back down on there, and a big thank you to Matt at Koi Central and Marky Mark from Mark's Country Koi. Thank you for the mugs. I'm gonna have to get a new piece of wood up because I know there's a couple more coming. But I had a couple of comments on here and I haven't actually answered them on the video, so I thought I'd answer them now. Alan Curtis. Alan Curtis wrote, "So Vince, am I right in saying that you will save money where you can, but koi food you will buy the best, not Poundland koi food? Need a video on budget koi food and the best koi food and what to avoid." Well, you want to avoid anything that's got chicken meal in it. You want anything that's got high cereal content in it. Fuck that off. I mean, if I was flush enough and able enough to afford sake akari, I'd feed sake akari, but I can't, which is why I feed good old Takazumi, and I have done for, I've lost count now, how many years. Still trying to get a sponsor from them, but getting through to them is like trying to get blood out of a stone. But hey, there we go. And yes, if I can save money on fittings and shit like that, that's money that can go into the electric for heating the pools if I need to heat the pool when I do my spawning and stuff like that. So yeah, but when it comes to koi food, I like to give as best as I am able, and for me that is Takazumi. And like I said, in the cold times, I feed the Takazumi Easy Mix, which is a 70-30 split, so 70% of the Gold Plus, which is their colour food, and 30% of the Easy, which is their sinking food, and they mix it together with a 70-30 split. And then what I do is I get a container of Takazumi Vital, which is their low protein, medium range food, and then I mix that in with the Easy Mix. And for the summer, as well as feeding like crab sticks, prawns and lettuces and Christ knows what else, they get the Takazumi Mix, which is a 50-50 split of their high growth and their Gold Plus, which is their colour food. I do mix some Vital in with that, just as a general, but overall I end up feeding more of a 70-30 ratio of pellet over natural food. In the summer, they tend to get a lot more of like the black soul fly larvae and the mealworms, because not only have they got a high protein content, but they have also got a high fat content. So I hope that answers that one, mate. And where there's this one. Don't get why people would spend money on the Easy Pods instead of getting a small drum. Even a second-hand one, it would be the same as the cost of the Easy Pods. And there's your clarity done. Well, my clarity is absolutely fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with my clarity. And I'm running 2 Easy Pods, a BioBin and a Tempest, and a shower full of CSM. Now, second-hand drums are not cheaper than a second-hand Easy Pod. Trust me, I've looked, and to be honest, I enjoy cleaning my filters. I don't want it fucking done for me. It takes half of the hobby out of it, you know, half of the enjoyment and stuff. So I think that covers that one. I think there was one more. I think there was, but I can't find it at the moment. But I hope that answers that one for you, Alan. Hang on, let me just check on this one. GMFH. Is that a Charatsuri, Vince? No, it's not. If you're talking about the one with the brown patching on it in the fish tank, that is a Metallica Chiba. There was another one. I know there was. I do apologise, folks. It shows me I should be more prepared, doesn't it? Ashton Bayham asks, hi Vince, love your videos. Could you please explain in your next video how you protect your fish against herons and your thoughts on pond vacs? Pond vacs, I've had 2 or 3 and I've ended up blowing them up, so I don't bother anymore. Job done on that one. And as for herons, one, I've never had that problem, but there is various ways of combating herons. One of the most popular is putting a pergola over the top. That usually helps. Poles with metal poles with holes drilled in them and a high strength fishing line strung through them up to about 2 or 3 high. Failing that, fucking great machete or a shotgun. Yes, so I hope that helps you folks, and as always, I've been Twisted Coin. You lot have been great, and I'll catch you all on the next one.
That's all, cupcakes.